Hello again, and thanks for staying with us. So the Nelson Mandela Foundation has launched this year's Mandela Day campaign. The foundation, in collaboration with the Gauteng government, has also developed a community garden to this effect. Nelson Mandela Day, as you know, is celebrated every year around the 18th of July, and that's to coincide, of course, with Mandela's birthday. For more on this year's ambitions, let's bring in Sello Hatang, who's the CEO of the Nelson Mandela Foundation. He joins us now via our video link. Great to see you, sir. Thanks very much indeed for making time. Does the foundation usually launch this campaign more than a month before the actual day itself?
Good afternoon. Thanks very much, Ayanda. Yes, indeed. We always launch it anytime between April and May, so that there's a good lead-up time to July. And this is to make sure that the campaign does not just focus in Gauteng, but it becomes a global movement that it is. So we will continue to be consulting, for example, with DERCO, our International Relations Department, the United Nations, to make sure that we are all aligned with what we hope will be the theme and the drive to make sure that this is yet another year where we care about the poor, the vulnerable, and the environment, most importantly.
You are obviously spoilt for choice when it comes to what to focus on this year, not only because there are just so many social ills in this country, but there have been major developments globally that have really forced us to rethink how we live together. But the theme this year is do what you can with what you have, wherever you are. Tell us why.
You know, one of the things that you'd remember, and that consistently we have tried to make sure that the campaign is as broad as possible, that it continues to then have an impact on those who need it most. And you'd remember the theme last year was around making sure that each one of us does something in our communities. It's consistent with that this year. And we're saying it's not just about money. So do what you can with what you have. Wherever you are means that anything that you can help with, when your neighbor is facing some kind of constraint, you should be able to help. We were touched when we went to Mpumalanga about 2019, 2020, to find this woman who was a neighbor of these two boys who were orphans. And they've never gone to bed hungry once because she always shared what she had with them. And with Colin Mashawana Foundation, we were able to build them a home. And I think if we are to operate like that, it means that no child will go hungry. We were in KZN, like you say, that we were spoiled for choice in terms of what has been going around the world and in our country specifically. We were in KZN last week, and we were working with the Nelson Mandela Community Center for Youth, and it was and Video Vision, and it was really saddening to see how many young people go to bed hungry. We're giving both warm and groceries, warm food and groceries. And it was unbelievable that 80% of the children on the queue, of the people on the queue were children. And it tells you that we need to be doing more to make sure that our children don't face stunting, that our children don't go to bed hungry.
Yeah. I wonder, Sello, whether you reckon over the years, something like Mandela Day is receiving a whole lot more resonance, or if that resonance is waning, just because typically people who are facing increasing challenges find it difficult to find in themselves space to give. What's been your experience over, at least from the moment that the pandemic hit to where we are now?
Interestingly, it's the poor who keep giving, not just the rich who give from a point of a lot, of plenty, if you like. We were moved when we were doing a project with 67 blankets for Mandela Day, for example, where it was women in Diepsloot who were knitting blankets for others who are in much more less privileged environment than themselves, or circumstances than themselves. That continues to be the experience, that the poor share the little they have, because I guess they know what it feels like not to have. So I think the movement has been growing, not because a lot more people have, but because a lot more people keep not having, therefore they keep sharing the little they have with others. So the movement is growing. As you remember, when we started it in 2009, it was in 2 cities. Today, we're talking about over 200 cities that have joined this movement, and countries that have joined, over 150 countries that have joined. So I think if we judge by that, it means many more families continue to join, and we are encouraging people to keep sharing, even when they are also constrained themselves.
Yep, certainly quite the lesson in that experience. Sello Hatang, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. Sello, of course, is the CEO of the Nelson Mandela Foundation.